that.
Connie, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried. Unfinished business, Main and Bronson, we had that issue of, 2-3 months ago, and can you give us an update, Dustin, on what's been done there, and if there's any further complaints or anything?
We have one out. We did put the cross traffic does not stop and large sign on both on the north and south sides of the intersection. And here a couple weeks, about probably 3 weeks ago, as we got out and we're able to update the no parking zone there on the 20-foot strip. I have not personally heard anything else on feedback, but I see our resident is
good
back.
timing.
So if you have some feedback or any updates, or if anything, we'd love to hear if there's been any change.
Please tell us your name and or remind us who you are.
Kim Hart, I live at the northwest corner of Main and Bronson.
Okay?
Jack, when did I reach out? When did we talk last? Do you remember? Last week?
It was a week or so ago.
Yeah. So there was a sort of an accident, near miss, with an e-bike going north. The kid, or the teenager, whatever he was, explained that his brakes were bad when I went out the door. But I heard the smack. He hit the stop sign on my corner.
The car did?
No,
The e-bike.
The
bicycle.
e-bike. Okay.
He got his hand scraped up pretty good. Said he came out of nowhere. I didn't see him coming. He didn't see the car. So I know the stripe's been, or the curb's been painted farther. I don't believe that the problem is solved, for what it's worth, if anybody cares.
Sure, we care.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
So this e-bike was headed which direction?
North,
Going north?
same problem. And another neighbor who told him about the meeting today said to me, he said, I don't know why they bothered to paint that, the mail truck parks in that exact spot like every day. Where, and he's there now. Where it's yellow, where you guys repainted gold, the mail carriers park there.
We probably need to reach out to them and let them know.
So, I don't want to get him in trouble, that's not my fault. But I hadn't really noticed that.
Bronson and
I
Main
guess that's another neighbor
intersection.
said.
So I did include the traffic accidents at Main and Bronson on your sheets. We have not had a crash since we've discussed it, I believe. Is that, except for the bike? I don't believe we got called to that.
No,
Because
I
I'm not
didn't
showing.
call it, I didn't call it.
Okay.
The vehicle did not hit the bicycle.
Any discussion?
Can we pull it up? The,
Intersection?
yeah, please.
You have it there?
Oh, that's market.
I was curious how the count compared to other intersections. And I know they did the south side of Bronson, south of Main twice, for some reason, when they did the count.
So the counts are actually what is attached, I'm sorry. So these are from MACOG, and it looks like 401 vehicles going between Maine and Fort Wayne on Bronson, 561 on Bronson between Center and Maine, 708 on Maine between Bronson and Sherman, and 836 on Maine between Maple and Bronson. So those numbers were actually down from when I did the traffic count. Off the top of my head, I think it was like 1,100 I had on Main Street.
What was the date that was done? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It's like May 20th.
May 20 of 25, June 3 of 25, and the other ones were May 20 of 25.
And what's the time period there?
They usually do it for a day.
So you said that the e-bike was heading north-south, correct?
It was heading north.
Heading north. So I mean, he should have been prepared to stop at that to obey the
Yeah,
traffic.
he said his brakes needed work.
Yeah. Especially on an e-bike, that's a good reminder that those things do go a lot faster than standard bikes, and you're supposed to obey the traffic signals. Not saying that we shouldn't continue to discuss
No,
this.
I'm just saying, he said it came out of nowhere, he didn't see the car.
Yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of people, if they're riding an e-bike, they might not realize they need to obey all those traffic rules as well, so.
Or even just bicycles,
Yeah, yep.
regular bicycles.
Yeah, a lot of them run the stop sign to looking, but they don't stop. Well, I don't see where that changes a lot. That's operator error in his case, since he didn't stop.
He was aware that there was
Mhm.
a injury, I'll call
To what extent was he injured?
it.
Because he-
Pretty good gal got his hand.
Any damage to the stop sign? Okay.
We
good.
didn't receive a call.
Okay.
So as far as the yellow parking, parking on the yellow line, I will have parking enforcement watch that area. I will also watch that area. I drive through there every day.
Well, now's the time, about 1 o'clock, you'll find that mail truck sitting there.
Okay.
And it could be, he's told where he parks to deliver mail, I'm not sure of it. The post office has some interesting.
He's a good guy. I'll have a
Yeah,
talk
he
with
is.
him.
Okay. Thank you.
I wouldn't want my mailman mad at me, so I would-
We won't tell him you said
I
it.
won't say Kim Hart said it.
It's in the minutes.
And Kim, just to clarify, so when it was headed north and he comes to that intersection, was there anything, I know the parking was the issue before as far as we extended the yellow to a little bit to give it a little bit more sight distance, but is there anything else in that area that, I mean, that tree used to kind of be a little bit edgy, but we've trimmed that a couple times?
It's just there's a lot of cars parked there now.
Okay.
You know, we kind of went over that before. It used to be nobody parked out front, because that
Right.
little house on the corner
Right.
was vacant, except for the raccoons for years. So, and then the next house, she was just her, and I think she parked maybe in back. She's got family living with her, so now it's just solid cars through there. I just,
That's a good picture.
So he
right
got
there.
hit, did he get hit where your cursor's at?
I'm sorry.
Did he get hit where the cursor's at? Right there? No.
He would have been north. So it's
Okay.
on the other side.
Okay, so it's the other side.
Front of her
Okay,
house on the left.
no, I was just trying to get my bearing where he got hit at.
My house is over there. He hit the bicycle, hit the stop. You're seeing the back of the stop sign. That's what he hit.
Okay, right
Yeah.
there, okay.
He was going north across there.
And of course, the car didn't stop, so.
So was he crossing the crosswalk?
No, he was on the e-bike.
E-bike.
It's on the
Right,
street.
but does an e-bike have to go on, okay, I'm just,
No, I mean, a bicycle's just gonna be on the street.
And there's bike lane on Main Street,
but not on her, but not
but
on
not on
Bronson.
Bronson.
Correct.
But there is, okay, but there is a sidewalk
She's
on
bike
Bronson.
lane more than bicycle and Main Street, literally.
Okay, well, if we can do what we can to talk to some people and mail truck and keep an eye out for anybody parked in that yellow zone. There does not need to be an ordinance covering that yellow corner, that yellow area, is there, does there?
There is an ordinance in there with the distance from here to the curb, so. I believe that's 20 feet is from,
So that's within the ordinance? Okay.
Well, it doesn't look like 20 feet, but maybe it is. I don't know where the 20 feet starts.
The 20 feet should be from the yellow to the yellow, for 20 feet should be from the corner, exactly, from the corner.
So where's the corner?
From the corner of the intersection, right there about where his cursor is, we'll go 20, extend 20 feet back at the intersection.
I don't know, I think bicycle thing happened the same day for me.
Okay. Any other discussion? Do we need to move anything? Nope. All right, well, let's move on to new business. Nothing listed there, but we want to mention that school is in session this Friday. Are there any trolls or anything going on then?
Yeah, so, Mark, can you remind us how many buses are gonna be out on Friday?
63.
It's gonna have 63 buses carrying our precious cargo for our kids, so we will have increased patrol. Captain Keller is making sure of that, so we'll just ask everyone to stay off their phones, pay attention, and go the speed limit in school zones.
And don't forget Husky Trail's closed too.
I'm sorry?
Don't forget Husky Trail's closed
And
too.
Husky Trail's closed.
Yes, because people are going down, still turning around and coming all the way back up and stuff. But that adds like 20 minutes to my routes just in the Harrison area. Because they can't go straight down, they gotta go all the way around, so. And we did our practice run today, our dry run, where the buses actually stop at the stops, so they can greet parents and all that stuff. And we had 3 stop arm violations just this, without even picking up any kids. Cars ran through them.
Yeah, that may be a good reminder, just
Yeah.
that unless it's a divided highway, even though traffic going the opposite direction still must stop for all school bus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We also still have a SAFE grant, so officers will be following the school buses as well this fall.
Mark, did you say it added 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah, because we
Get
can't
around
go,
it.
right, because we can't go down Husky Trail, we have to
Right.
go all the way around.
Was that a county mile block?
Oh, it's
Is
more
that-
than county
I
mile,
think-
yeah. Because basically it took students that got off first to like Suburban Acres and all that, those areas. It made them essentially become last because they can't, we have to go all the way around and then come back up 200 in front of my, 200, and take a right and go down Airport Road.
Okay, so it's not just the travel time, it's because it's had to rearrange
Oh, yeah,
your stops and
reroute,
everything.
reroute buses.
Okay.
So, this is the nature of the beast.
Just trying to keep that in mind for other things that may come up in the future.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Tracy, do you have anything from the school?
No, just as they said, school's starting on Friday, and we're mobilizing small cities around the county. So just be aware and be patient the first few days of traffic, as parent drop-off always seems to be more in the first week or two until things get settled. And get up and rolling. But we'll look for those hot spots and try and work with our SROs, and Mr. Keller and Mr. Bean to make sure everybody gets there and gets in their routines. But we're ready for a great year.
I'm curious, how many people do you that ride the bus actually during the school year? Do you have a number yet?
Between 49 and 5,200 students. So, like last year, we averaged a little over 2,200 trips alone, just on buses, working within the school during the day and at night. So, and then we were on roughly 51, 52 was our average number as far as daily riders on the buses. So, it's a big task.
Would you say more about 75% on the bus? And
Yep.
25 to 30 drop-offs.
Yeah, drop-offs. And so that's usually, the majority of it is that within Warsaw, every school within a mile, they're considered walkers. So that does a lot where parents don't want their students riding, walking a mile. Well, when we grew up, it was like, no, you can walk more than a mile. It was like, how you get to school is how you get to
And it
school.
was hilly.
Yeah, exactly.
Both ways.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just times have changed.
Yes.
I mean, it's, and like, just Tippy Downs. I'll get resistance from Tippy Downs, even though they go to Madison, where a parent doesn't want their kid walking from Tippy Downs to the school. And it's like, well, we have sidewalks. It's fully lit, and that's the way it is. So we have an actual walking bus where a teacher goes down, picks up the students and walks them up to school and walks them back. Do the same thing there. We do the same thing at Harrison, correct? Do the same thing at Harrison. Works out great. And there's probably, Harrison alone probably has 45, 50 kids, but at least they're safe and they're there right out of Canterbury. Or not Canterbury anymore. It's,
Sprucedale.
yep, Sprucedale. So, but it works out good. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it, where the teachers are walking the kids
Yeah.
to school. It's a good program.
I see where redevelopment is working with the school on getting some safe sidewalks going down to Eisenhower, down County Farm Road.
Yeah.
That's,
That'll
looking
be-
forward to working with you.
Yeah, once we get that, that'll be huge. 'Cause that's a short area, but a lot of kids ride the bus. A lot of kids. We do a double run there too. So, but
Okay, let's move on to committee of planning updates. Anything we need to follow up on or update?
Is this where you'd want the bike lane thing, or?
If you could do that if you like.
All right, so I've got a little handout for discussion. I'm hoping to get feedback from the Traffic Safety Commission over the next month on this topic as we investigate a way to get a north-south connection between Smith Street and Anchorage Road. In the handout I just gave you, there's an overlay on the Ride Walk Master Plan that's been in place since 2012. That highlights the proposed route. And again, this is to encourage cyclists to use these streets rather than something like State Route 15, where you see a cyclist occasionally taking their life into their hands.
Do you have one more copy for?
Yes, we've got some extras here.
Thank you.
So again, this is to encourage cyclists to use the most safe routes through the city. So this proposed plan would connect 4 existing bike or pedestrian routes through the city that exist, one on Smith Street, then Market, Fort Wayne, and Main, while connecting the north-south corridor on Park Ave and Sunset. Sunset would be the most substantial and impactful piece of this plan. We're proposing bike lanes on both sides of the road, so we're evaluating the feasibility of that currently. Again, we're just distributing this to get feedback from the committee over the next month, and then we would want to hear your comments and then any concerns that you have with what we're proposing. Other than Sunset, the markings would just be the Sharrows. So if anyone's unfamiliar with Sharrows, we can definitely sit down with you and talk that through, or if you have any questions right now, I'd be happy to answer those. But what a Sharrow does is it just reminds the motorists that there are cyclists that are able to use the road. We would actually encourage cyclists to use the middle of the lane, just because that's where they're most visible. So something like the e-bike situation, if they were following some of those rules, they might not have had the situation that he had. So
So they would, in that case, he should be in, whether he was or not, in the middle of the lane.
correct, because he would be most visible there, and then obviously he wants to do proper maintenance on his bike and obey all traffic laws. So not to put him out there, but
Right, yeah.
just
Not
he
saying
wants
he
to,
did anything
yeah,
right or
he
wrong.
wants to make sure he's stopping at those stop signs and maintaining his brakes. But this is just something that we would like to put out there for the benefit of the Ride Walk Advisory Committee. They've been working hard at advocating for these things throughout the city. This is another step in the right direction where we've done a lot of east-west corridor improvements, but we want to continue to improve that connection north-south as it relates to getting people off of 15 that may be be inclined to try to cycle north-south on 15, so.
I'm just going to say this as a matter of awareness. For me, to be on a bike and in the middle of a lane is counter safety. But I know that, you know, the laws are written, or the ordinances are written in a certain way to try to promote the most safety. And sometimes we just have to overcome our inhibitions, I guess you might say.
Yeah, and a lot of that's through the slower neighborhood roads where you'd see that activity. Obviously, Market Street, we were separated, and that's the most safe, when you separate the pedestrian and bike traffic from the vehicular traffic. So in an ideal world, there'd be a lot of side paths available to cyclists, but this is just another effort to encourage, to show cyclists where the best routes would be for them to get north-south.
And to make them visible for the rest of the traffic.
Correct,
yeah.
correct. So again, nothing, it needs to be decided today, just wanted to get that in front of the committee to help facilitate the discussion.
And where does this go from here?
So I would like us to digest this over the next month, give us any feedback. Currently working with Dustin with Public Works and Aaron, the city engineer, on the feasibility and the best placement for all the sharrows and the markings, and then the bike lanes as well, the feasibility of how we would get that. It does appear we have enough width on Sunset. Also, what that will do is narrow the drive lane on Sunset, so hopefully we'll get a few miles reduction in speed. That's typically what happens when we narrow those lanes. So I think it'll be a net safety improvement on Sunset, as well as creating more awareness on the other corridors on this plan. So the next step would be getting it through traffic safety, and then working with the contractor that Dustin has to help get these markings in place.
And the sharrow is actually a sign that says share the road?
So the signage would be different, and that's another element that we would like to implement as part of this. But the sharrow is a marking on the pavement itself.
Okay.
That has a bike, and then chevrons that show the direction that the cyclist might be going.
Is the width of the bike lane on Main Street, is that standard? Is that what we would expect then on?
So Fort Wayne and Maine have what's called a buffered bike lane. So
Okay.
there's that extra area that is more of a buffer. The standard width is just the back of curb to the first line that you see on Main Street.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
it does,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
So we tried to go a little bit wider on Fort Wayne and Maine, just because we had
Because
so
they're
much,
one-ways.
we had so much room to work with. You often see people with one tire in that buffer. They really shouldn't be in there. The intent was to push them over and to narrow the drive lane to slow them down so it doesn't look like a racetrack through there, so.
To that point, Captain, we probably have excess width on Sunset too that we're gonna have to decide how to best deal with, how wide, that's what we're looking at, the engineering, what the best recommendation's gonna be to accomplish narrowing the traffic lanes and not making the bike lanes 12 feet. That doesn't do you any good. So there might be some buffered areas, or it might be a little more just standard, but probably 5-foot bike lanes probably on Sunset. And then still some extra asphalt that we have to determine how to best deal with. It's a good problem to have. Sometimes these extra wide roads, you wonder what they're that wide for, but then when you find the situation, it's good to have an extra wide road, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Okay, thank you, Justin.
Yep.
Anything more that you want to contribute? Updates or anything? Okay. Other matters might come before the board? With that said, then, our next meeting is September 3rd, a month from today. Well, actually, this is the 6th. It's close to it. 4 weeks from today, anyhow. I'll entertain a a motion to move to, okay, thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jack. Thank
know what
you,
he's gonna say.
Brad. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mrs. Hart, for being here.
Probably the most misunderstood
Okay.
aspects of traffic.
It's going on.
Is bicycles.
All right.
Usage.